Hi everyone, my name is Kayla Torrance. I'm a student at the University of Findlay in the Occupational Therapy program. Today we are going to be talking about shoe tying and teaching kids how to tie shoes, which is awesome. So kids should learn to tie their shoes around age 6, right in kindergarten age, so that when they go to school they're able to tie their shoes by themselves. Shoe tying takes a lot of different skills, fine motor, visual motor, so it can be tricky, but I'm going to teach you the way that I found the most successful. So what I always like to start off with before bringing the shoe out is an obstacle course, because it makes sure that the kids know the different directional terminology that we're going to use. It's super fun and it gets them focused before bringing the shoe out to do the shoe tying. So I'm going to tell you how I typically set up my obstacle course, and it would be so great if you could do this at home and obviously adapt it to what you guys have. So usually to start, I put an X at the start point, because the first cue that I give when teaching shoe tying is make an X. So I make an X out of duct tape on the floor, and I have the kids trace it with their finger to start. Then the next thing that I usually say when teaching shoe tying is take the one that's on top. So I usually will put either sticky notes or handprints or something on the wall, and I do 2 sets. So one set is on the bottom and one set is on the top. So then I'll have the kids say, oh, hit the ones on top, and then they high five the ones on the top. Next, it's dive it under. So what I usually have them do is crawl under like a hurdle or something, but you can do this with a sheet or a rope or something, and like tie it between your chairs or set it up with your couch and just have them crawl under. And then after that I have them go through the middle, because the next cue is through the middle. So I have them like take a beanbag and throw it to the middle bucket. So I'll have 3 buckets set up, and they have to throw it into the one that's in the middle. And then the last cue that usually I give during shoe tying is wrap it behind. And then so I have them either, if I have my scooter, I'll have them like scooter behind a cone, or I'll have them crab walk, bear walk, any sort of animal walk behind something. So it could be as simple as you put a chair there or a toy and you have to crab walk behind the toy. So usually I set that whole obstacle course up and have them go through it, and kids usually find it really fun, and that way I know if they're understanding the directions for shoe tying, because if I'm telling them during the steps to do something and they're not even sure what those mean, then they're going to have a harder time learning how to tie their shoes. So now that I have given you the obstacle course, I'd like you to pause it and start with that first, and then come back, and now we're going to go on to learning how to tie on the shoe. So I usually like to teach shoe tying with 2 colored laces. So the shoe that I have, I put 1 pink lace in and 1 blue lace. But if you don't have that, you can, if they're white laces or black laces, you can put colored tape like just at the top of one of them, or you can draw on them with a marker of a certain color just on one. Or if you have 2 pairs of shoes and one has white laces and one has black, you can make it so one's black and one's white. That way it really helps so that the kids can tell the difference in the color and know which one is on top and which one should be being manipulated at a time. So that's usually something I start with. It's also easier to learn how to tie shoes when the shoe is in front of you, like on a hard surface like a table. It gets more challenging to do it on the foot, so a lot of times I make kids master the skill on the table, and then we transfer that skill onto the foot. You want to make sure you're using the same verbal directions each time, and if the child is verbal, have them repeat them after you. That way you can get that sequence and they can recall it to themselves to help them through the steps. And then if the child is having difficulty with small laces, you can try practicing it on a jump rope. tied around their legs. And there's videos on how to do that. But what you would do is just have them sit down on the ground and put the jump rope under their legs and tie it in a circle, and then they can use the extras to practice tying, which kids find that really fun as well. So I am now going to start teaching you the way that I teach shoe tying. So I'm going to move this down so you guys can see the shoe a little bit better. So I have my two laces, one's pink and one's blue, and the first step that I give is to make an X. So kids by age 6 definitely know what an X is, so they will be able to see that I made the letter X on the shoe. See, there's an X. Then I say, take the one that's on top. So either the color, or if you're not using colors, the lace. So I would have them say, okay, what color is on top? Oh, the pink one is. So we would take the pink one that's on top, and then you're going to dive it under the other color through the middle, and then pull tight. So we'll start with those 3 steps again. I like to chunk it and teach it in those 3 steps and then move on. So first, again, we make our X. Here's the letter X. Take the color that's on top. In this case, again, it's pink. So take the pink and dive it under the blue, which is the other color, through the middle, and pull tight. So once I have that, and I know that they are able to do those 3 steps, then I move on to the next steps. So I would encourage you to keep practicing those first steps until you have it mastered. So pause the video, keep practicing, come back to it, whatever you need to do. But it's easier if they've mastered this before we move on. So now we're going to move on to the next one, which I say make a tree, a small tree. So usually I have them hold it right like this and pinch it. So I say make a small tree and pinch it at the bottom. If they pinch it up here, then it's going to get tricky. So I always say make a small tree and pinch it at the bottom. If the tree is too large, then when you go to pull, it's going to fall out. So it's really important to tell them to make a small tree and pinch it at the bottom. Then this other color is going to be the bunny. So I'm going to now tell them to take the bunny, run the bunny behind the tree. So we're coming behind the tree, on top of your hand, just one time. And now where your thumb is, you're going to have a little bunny hole. And so the bunny ran around the tree, and now he's going to run under the hole. So he's going to go like this, and he's going to go through that bunny hole. When you push him through the bunny hole, you're going to grab the bunny from the hole and grab the top of the tree, and that's when we're going to pull tight, and we have a tied shoe. So I'm going to go back just to the step with the tree so I can show you guys that again. So we are going to make a small tree, pinch it at the bottom, take the bunny goes behind the tree on top of our hand, just one time. Then we have our bunny hole where our thumb is. We're going to push the bunny through that bunny hole. Then we're going to grab our bunny, grab the top of our tree now, and we're going to pull tight. Okay? And here's our shoe. So I'm going to do that from the very beginning. If they've mastered the first 3 steps, keep working on the rest of them. But I'm going to start with from the very beginning, giving all the steps. We're going to make an X, take the one on top, dive it under, through the middle, pull tight, make a tree, pinch it at the bottom, grab the bunny, run behind the tree on top of our hand, push the bunny through the bunny hole, grab the bunny, grab the top of the tree, and pull tight. So those are the steps that I have always used to teach shoe tying, and I found this is the most successful. So feel free to keep watching that video. Let me know if you have any questions. Please like the video and subscribe so you can see, you know, all the other cool things that we have coming up for you guys. So thanks so much.